welcome back once again to Ask Ideals. Now continuing with the previous lecture where we have done something about what do we mean by ideal gas, what were the different laws corresponding to the ideal gas. Now it's a time when we should begin over to find out what is the pressure exerted by the ideal gas on the walls of the container. So I'll try to tell you a derivation for how the gaseous molecules are assumed to move towards the walls of the container, and then corresponding to all this derivation will finally prove out the pressure which is exerted by the molecules of the ideal gas on the walls of container. Once we are done with this thing, I'll also try to correlate everything related to this with the kinetic theory of gases. So let us begin up with the session so that you can understand both these 2 points. So students, now let's once again begin with the kinetic theory of gases. Now let us study some of the postulates which are basically related to the kinetic theory of gases. So what are the postulates? Let me speak them out one by one. The first postulate says that the macroscopic behavior of any ideal gas can be described by using the equation of state. But if I am talking about the microscopic behavior, that can only be described by the kinetic theory of gases. That means what? Whatever we have learned so far is good enough in order to describe the macroscopic behavior of the ideal gas. Whereas, if I want you to go into the deeper details about the microscopic behavior, then you need to go by the kinetic theory of gases. Now, the assumptions which are to be taken in order to understand the kinetic theory of gases are: it supposes that all the molecules are made up of identical atoms or molecules. That means if I am taking a particular gas, that particular gas is made up of all the identical atoms and molecules. Now all the atoms or the molecules may be moving randomly and haphazardly. So that means there is not a fixed movement. Each and every single atom will be moving in a random fashion. Moreover, it says that the volume of the atoms of the molecules is very negligible when it is compared to the volume occupied by the gas. For example, if you are taking a container and let me say the volume of the container is V, and there is some gas which is filled inside the container V. Now, if you collectively find out what is the volume of all the atoms or all the molecules, then the total volume which is occupied by all the atoms or the molecules is found to be very small as compared to the total volume of the container. Moreover, it has also been said that the intermolecular forces are negligible except during collisions. That means when one molecule is colliding with another molecule, whatever is the intermolecular force between the two atoms, that will be negligible. That means no two atoms are gonna combine with each other or they're gonna repel each other because the intermolecular forces of attraction are negligible. Then it also says that the interatomic or the molecular collisions are elastic. Now what do we mean by elasticity of the collision? Whenever one atom is going to collide with another atom, that means there will be no loss of any energy. So the collision will be perfectly elastic collision. There won't be change in the shape of the molecule. There won't be change in the energy of the molecule.